This was a masterclass in Marc Marquez's race strategy. Just 2 laps into the race, Marquez had dropped from pole to outside the top 10. Then on the 3rd lap, he became the last rider on track. Yet when the race was over, he somehow came all the way back to first, with more than 10 seconds over 2nd place. So how did Marquez pull off this unbelievable comeback? And what caused his ranking to collapse so quickly? Was it a mistake or an elite strategy? Let's dive into MotoGP. Round 10 of the 2017 season arrived at the Czech GP. Rain from the lower class races that morning left the MotoGP field with no choice but to run rain tires. Yet among the riders at the front, only Marquez's bike was set up with a hard front and soft rear, while everyone else went with hard tires front and rear. That setup made everyone believe that Marquez, starting from pole, would use the early grip of the soft rear tire to build a gap early in the race. But that was actually Marquez's smokescreen. As the race got underway, Marquez held onto pole, and through the next few corners, he remained in the lead. At this point, you could see standing water on the track, but after the warm-up lap, a dry racing line was already starting to appear, and with Marquez running first, if he pitted for a bike change, the riders behind him would surely follow him into the pits. So Marquez made a bold decision. At the next corner, Marquez was practically wide open for Lorenzo to pass, and he made no immediate move to fight back. Instead, he calmly followed Lorenzo for a full lap, and even let Lorenzo pull away. Seeing Marquez in that situation, the riders behind quickly began attacking him. Rossi and Dovizioso passed him one after another.
Dovizioso strikes back again, though, as they come through turn number 8. Has Marquez gambled backfired already?
Today Marquez looked like a sitting duck that anyone could pick off. After Petrucci's pass and Danny's move, Marquez had already fallen to 7, and a few corners later he was down to 10. Even the commentators had no idea what Marquez was really planning.
We may be wrong, still
As Lorenzo and the other riders began the 3rd lap, a shadowy figure had quietly slipped into the pit lane. Marquez climbed onto a bike fitted with slick tires, while the riders at the front were still completely unaware on track. They had no idea that something huge was about to unfold for Marquez.
Marquez are heading out on full slick tires.
Only then did the commentators realize that Marquez had used those first 2 laps to send the riders ahead the wrong message while they were fighting their way around a track that was gradually drying on rain tires. Marquez had already completed his bike swap by the time the teams urgently passed the message to their riders. Some riders were already coming into the pits for their bike changes, yet somehow none of the riders at the front came in. They did not want to throw away their strong positions by swapping bikes, but by then a powerful rival on slicks had already climbed to 13. Every second they struggled out there was another advantage for Marquez, because rain tires were dramatically faster on a dry track, and the data showed that the gap was as much as 10 seconds per lap. That meant on a dry track, slicks could be 10 seconds faster every lap than rain tires. Finally, everyone outside the top 3 started coming in for bike changes, and as more riders entered the pits, Marquez's position on track shot up, and he set the fastest lap of the race with a 1-minute 58.981, while race leader Rossi was only doing 2-minute 8-second laps. In other words, if Marquez kept this pace, he would pass Rossi in just 1 lap. Yamaha immediately prepared the pit board, telling Rossi to come in for a bike change. Staying on rain tires was now a losing battle, with Rossi and Dovizioso both coming in. Zarco was the only rider left ahead of Marquez, but Zarco was still on rain tires, and in front of Marquez, he looked almost like he was moving in slow motion. Marquez then pulled off a pass that stunned the entire paddock. After that pass, Marquez needed just 3 laps to rise from the brink and retake the lead. This elite bike swap strategy gave us a glimpse of Marquez's Rassicraft and reminded us of the music that plays for champions. Marquez crossed the finish line. Giving the crowd an incredible race and extending his championship advantage. And because of the bike change he made during this race, which saved a huge amount of time, he was later banned from making that move.